All right. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is where you're watching this. So anyway, we're gonna have a little fun today, and we're gonna break down the pre-qualification letter because it's really important. One of the biggest things that we have with a pre-qualification letter as a realtor, we want to know the house that we're purchasing, not only the price, but what are all the things that break down in a pre-qualification letter and how. This will help you because sometimes we can go look at one house and it's listed for $200,000, and another house that's listed for $200,000, but maybe the taxes or the cost of insurance for those houses are different. So even though the price is the same, the borrower might not qualify for both homes. So let me break that down to you and show you why two houses at the same price may not break down the same. Okay, so when we look at our purchase price, whether it's a $200,000 house, a $180,000 house, a $170,000 house, whatever that price is, we want to put that down in there. Let's just use $180,000 for our example is the purchase price. Okay, what type of loan? We need to know what type of loan the borrower is getting because it's going to help us with our math formula. It's also going to help you, the realtor, with your contract. If you need FHA addendum, a VA addendum, or what other addendums you're going to need for the seller to sign and acknowledge the type of loan the borrower is getting. Okay, so in our case here, I want to use, let's go with a conventional loan. Okay, whether it's conventional or we can do both. Either way, FHA, I can use it for the example. And there's a big difference between the two. The difference between conventional and FHA is the debt to income ratio is going to change. Okay, so we're going to get to that in a minute. But that ability for the debt to income ratio, because conventional is generally, depending on their credit score, can be anywhere between 43% and 50% that their cap is, depending on their credit score. So you're not going to know what they're capped out at. A loan originator should not be telling you that, but he can give you the maximum payment. We'll get down to that and how it breaks down. FHA, depending on their credit score, will be anywhere between 45% and up to 56.9. There's technically no cap on FHA, but generally DU or LP, the desktop underwriter, kicks it out. If it's not, you won't get an approved eligible above that. There's compensating factors. Most lenders will only work with an approved eligible through those type of systems. So let's keep it simple. So if we're whatever our down payment is, the pre-qualification letter, a good loan originator would have verified the person's assets. So if that person has $30,000 down, they're capable, whether it's FHA or conventional. Okay, we'll look at it. We're looking at a loan amount of $150,000. Okay, and if we look at an interest rate of, let's say, 5%, let's use that as our factor. Just for today, it's just an example, because if you're looking at this video 2 years from now, interest rates may be 6 or 7%. So you'll be able to see our disclaimer later on that. So our principal and interest payment, okay, I already pre-calculated that out, would be about is it $805? Yeah, $805. Okay, so we'll put that as our factor in there. About $805 for principal and interest. It's the mortgage interest. Now, if it's FHA loan, you're going to be at 0.0085 divided by 12 months. Will give you that number that needs to be in there. Okay, so that's 0.85%, which is 0.0085 divided in that. You're going to multiply the loan amount by that number, divided by 12 months, and it'll give you that monthly payment in there. Okay, that monthly payment, whatever that is. If the person puts down more money and mortgage insurance is not needed, whether it be PMI or just straight MI, that you might not need that factor depending on the type of loan if they had more money to put down. So you want to know if mortgage insurance is good. The loan originator should include that in there. Property taxes. Whatever the property taxes, whether it be $200 a month for property taxes, homeowners insurance, whatever the homeowners, in every state is different. So up north, you might not have wind insurance. California has earthquake insurance. Florida, the Gulf Coast communities usually have some type of wind insurance. The Carolinas, that's such. So homeowners is going to be your hazard and wind. So we're going to put the hazard and wind in here, and that's going to be a total, whether it be $100 a month or greater. you're going to put that number in there, whatever you think. So when you, as a realtor, you're looking at a property, that insurance, especially if there's wind insurance involved, the insurance company, you may want to get a quote, because if the house has hip roofs, that's cheaper insurance than a house that has gable ends. Okay, so that's a big difference, and that's going to impact your pre-qualification. So that's why I was saying the house, if you have two houses at the same price of 180,000, and one has all nice hip roof on it, and the other house has all these gable ends, that homeowner's insurance, especially if it has wind, may be more costly. Or if the houses are the same price, and one is brand new, and one is 30 years old, but they're the same price house, that hazard insurance might be a lot higher might be a higher cost for that older home. So these are all things that are going to affect your pre-qualification letter. Okay, homeowners insurance, homeowners association and condo fees. Those must be put in there if it's an association. Those affect basically at about a 5% interest rate for every $30 or $35 of homeowners fee per month will reduce the amount of loan the borrower qualifies for about approximately about $10,000. Okay, so if you have a $150,000 HOA fee, you might be taking $50,000 off that pre-qualification off that buyer. So understanding where your pre-qualification letter is important. In flood insurance, house A is not in a flood zone, house B is in a flood zone. The flood zone on the loan is mandatory, so flood insurance must be calculated. Flood insurance will have the same impact as a condo association. Okay, it is going to reduce that borrower's purchasing power. Okay, so those are important. So these are all the factors that make up your front end debt to income ratio, maximum payment. You can get that maximum payment on the pre-qualification letter. You can ask the loan originator, what would their maximum payment be if their maximum payment is $1,500 on their front end debt to income ratio. You would add up all these. If that number, if that total over here is greater than 1,500, you know you went too high. If it's under 1,500, you know you're good. That house will fit that borrower. If you have any questions, just email me. I'll help you understand it. I hope I didn't go too fast. I'll step back so you can get a snapshot of that and take a good look at that. Enjoy your day.